is what everybody is saying about Saturday night's main event recently for John Cena's final match. I can't say that I agree with it, but it is hilarious. So, welcome everybody to the Ram podcast. I'm Rich.
I'm Mark.
I'm James.
There you go, James. Sorry about last time. Just completely cutting you off. Like, let's get talking because I've had a beer. Whey! I don't know. So here we are. So I think it's fair to say this is probably going to be the last podcast of the year. Christmas, everything going on. And I don't know. Let's just see what happens with that. But of course, we have just had Saturday night's main event with John Cena's final match. So I think we'll get straight into this, and we'll probably start with the final match because it is the biggest thing of the event, even though there are lots of things to talk about through this event. But overall, what did we think of the show?
Oh, I thought overall the show was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's up there, definitely.
I think it's funny that we did our review show, and then we had one of the best shows of the year. Like after we did our review show.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how quickly it turned around, because obviously this whole event was purely for John Cena. Like, you know, I got a very distinctive feeling that Cena was leaving tonight. I can't think why that was. But it's within about 2 days, and they announced a couple of matches, being the tag team match and Bayley versus Sol Rucker. I was like, what? Obafemi and Cody Rhodes. I was like, hang on a minute, this is going to be class. So they pulled this out of nowhere. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. Nothing towards the fault of the event, but you know, if you're a cheapskate like me and you don't actually pay for YouTube, oh man, is it annoying to watch because he gets so many adverts.
I think there was ads anyway because of the Peacock stream. So if you were paid for YouTube, I don't think you could dodge them.
Yeah, you had commercial breaks in it. I also had the token algorithmic YouTube adverts for whatever I'm looking at is related. I don't know. But anyway, that's digressing off the topic. So, John Cena's final match. Let's just get straight into it. So obviously, this is burning up on the internet in regards to the result. Correct result? Wrong result? I'm very much looking forward to getting your thoughts on this one. So
I think we'll go with James first, because I think he's like crying inside. Like,
yeah. This has had to sit with me for a couple of days. I think it's the correct result. I think it's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
And I think, like, and people will say or whatever it might be, but it's what Cena would have pushed for, to lose. He wouldn't have wanted to win.
Yeah.
Just for me, and does the tap out is where does he just never give up and just pass out, or does he tap? And that's what I'm umming around about. It's always, I think it's correct result, but I'm still up in the air about it.
Yeah.
And the more TikTok edits that I see of like, I'm like, oh, don't know, because he like smiles and he's like, before he taps, he clearly smiles, and I thought that when I watched it live.
This isn't hurting; it's just comfy.
This is just him accepting it now, and he's just like, yeah, that's it. And it's not even. And when he first initially tapped, I was like, did he tap? Did he? Because it was so like inconspicuous. It's just
a scratch.
Yeah. I guess that's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, right call, but I'm still whether the tap was the right decision on how that call was made.
Interesting opinion. Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from. Go on then, Mark. I can see you engine forward. Go for it.
I see we'll get more into everything else, but
of course. Why else are we here?
The way I see it, the tap, it's like he's been carrying this whole burden of everything on his shoulders for so many years. Yeah. And he's been promoting Never Give Up and everything like that. But now he's like passing the torch. It's like, now it's okay to let go.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. I thought correct result. I know we recently put up a short and I was like, it makes perfect sense for Gunther to win. I was like, sure, for the people in the stadium watching this match, they want to see their hero go out on a win. I get that completely. And I'm also aware that watching it on TV and being in the stadium is two very different atmospheres. You know, in the stadium, it's like watching a live concert. You watch it at home, you're like, oh, this sounds better than the album. It's really good. You watch it there, you're like, I don't even know why I'm crying. I don't even like this song. I'm just happy to be here. It's kind of like that. So I get it that everyone was really upset, from which I thought was just, oh, this is gold for Gunther. It is that they loathe him. I was like, people saying comments like, but he's not on Cena's level. He is now. It doesn't sound like that's the point. But going back to the tap, I honestly thought that was the perfect way to end it, and not an ending that I ever even thought about that Cena would tap. But the whole smile, the kind of like, I could go on. Forget it. Go on. That's it. I'm done. I'm retiring. This is my last match. So I actually thought it was wicked, but the crowd like yelling like bullshit, bullshit. And
I agreed. On the night I agreed. When I was up at whatever time in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it live, did you?
No. Yeah.
Me and James watched it live.
We stuck up. Yeah. At the time, I was like, nah. I'm staying up for this. Don't let him lose. And then the way they did it, I suppose we're going to the actual match itself, not just the ending. But I thought I want him now. And then looking back is like where I've sort of reflected like what I thought of it, and I'm like, yeah, actually, it does make sense. But on the night, I'm like,
it does.
I'm there in the crowd shouting "fuck you, Gunther" in my living room, doing it.
But that's it. I was like, this is great. The fact that people were reported they were rioting, like Gunther had to be escorted away from bodyguards because they were worried that people were physically going to attack him. And I was like, this is amazing for wrestling lore and storytelling, but also with these people, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, what is going on? Really? So,
and this is where you've got to say that the WWE have got you. They've got you under the thumb because they have you believing that so much that Cena is that person to never ever give up until the end where he finally gives up.
I thought it was perfect, but it was kind of like it was an acceptance. It wasn't like I can't go on anymore, give up. It was more like, come on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's more that's it. That's it. And it was a pretty decent match as well. I wasn't expecting this to be a contender for best of the year. I still don't think that it was, but it was decent. It was what it needed to be. I was like, yeah, you're going to get AAs happening from every different part of the ring, through a table, off the top rope. Yeah, all that's good. I kind of did expect they would be endless sleeper holds because that's what Gunther does. That's his style. He either power bombs them into submission or he just keeps squeezing them until they eventually quit. That's his style. So I'm like, okay.
What Michael Cole said at the end, didn't he?
Oh, is that what he said?
He said something along the lines of, this is where professional wrestling has beat sports entertainment, or something along those lines. Like, Cena's there to entertain the crowd. Gunther's just there to wrestle.
Yeah.
So the line of professional wrestling isn't defeated. I thought that was a good line. I thought that was pretty spot on. And then the match as a whole, I thought the storytelling was great. I thought the crowd work was amazing. Man. The whole like, let's get everyone in, and then you feel like Cena's going to break out, and then he does, and then he doesn't, and then he does, and then eventually they do that for long enough where you're like, yeah, he's going to eventually do it. Like he's going to pull out, and then he taps. I thought that was, looking back, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
They gave him like 3 F5s, and one was off the top of the ropes. And
that's standard though, isn't it? Because like, it's not a very good finisher. So, I guess
Michael Cole called it an FU at some point, which is the old style name, isn't it? Hasn't been called the FU since the BG era.
The BG era, yeah. The attitude was too much. We need to tone this down.
How dare we use the 2 letters F and U?
Yeah, very naughty. This really did get me thinking about the last year, though, right? And not John Cena, because he's had a great year.
Yeah,
but Gunther's year, like, and how the storyline with Jey Uso played into this. eventual reality of, you know, him not letting go of Cena because he didn't want to ever be in the position that Jey Uso is, and that's sort of like fueled this whole story with Gunther up until right now.
Yeah,
building him up until that moment. So I wonder whether it was planned from early on.
I mean, yeah, it could be. That's the mystery of it, isn't it? So obviously WWE are not only trying to bring forward really entertaining wrestling, but obviously it's the narrative, it's the story that comes first, because that's the interesting part. You know, if you don't have a story, you've got to make sure you have got two very entertaining wrestlers. So, because otherwise just walking around slapping each other and doing sleeper holds is not going to be fun to watch, like if you don't have any reason to be invested in it. So yeah, I do believe that it is, but I know this kind of sort of goes off a little bit, but I finished watching the interview of John Cena with Joe Rogan, and this was the most authentic interview that John Cena has given, because they've done one on WWE, but he's wearing his full costume, and I was like, this interview is very staged. I was like, this seems more character than less like John. You can blur the lines of where one ends and begins. But and Joe Rogan, he definitely comes across like very like kind of like a philosophical kind of guy. Like he's very optimistic. He's always like, okay, that didn't work, I failed, but I don't look at it that way and think this is an opportunity. This is a way I could do these kinds of things. And if you haven't checked it out, you really should, especially when he's exploring the whole kind of character that he came up with, which was complete accident, wrapping up. Have you guys heard that story?
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon heard him on the back of the bus and said, bring this to TV. And then the You Can't See Me comes from his brother and a dance or something, and then he just stuck, and then it hit with the crowd, and then carried on.
It's pretty interesting, but he does think about things very deeply. So what the point I'm getting to is that he's very intricate when it comes to the wrestling matches, and everybody as well love him, absolutely love him, and for very good reason. Like he's just signed a 5-year ambassador contract. I'm not 100% sure what that actually means, but I can't think of a better guy to bring up new talent. And that's one of the things I loved about this show. This entire show was engineered for going, these guys are the future. This is the next wave. That's what he wanted, and I thought it was the correct decision. Sure, there were moments I thought were not so good, but overall I was like, this show felt fresh. It felt like, okay, we've accepted that our top main 4 guys in the WrestleMania poker room, it's just like they're all pretty much on their way out. Maybe except Cody and Roman. I think they've both definitely got a few years in them.
Roman's part-time anyway, so it's just really Cody, isn't it, I suppose? Which
suits his character, to be quite honest. Roman doesn't need to be there every week because he's a main eventer. You don't want to overuse him, because then people will get too bored of it. So yeah, it's good that he's kind of aloof. But then after the match, we had the ceremonies. We had literally everybody there, and it was a star-studded turnout. Kevin Owens was there, Rob Van Dam was there. Actually, I wrote down the list. Michelle McCool.
Sami Zayn.
Yes, Sami Zayn. That was kind of sort of like, oh, by the way, Sami Zayn's here with his kid. And I was like, that was quite adorable. But yeah, Kurt Angle was a nice surprise. Mark Henry, I thought, was a really nice surprise as well.
DJ Mark Henry.
DJ Mark Henry, sexual chocolate himself. Kevin Owens, I've already said that. Trish Stratus was the first one, and Elias. I thought Elias was there, was pretty good.
That was a shock.
Sorry,
there were.
What a shock that was. I weren't expecting Elias in the crowd.
Was it you, Mark?
No.
Yeah, but there was a few that were key that I thought were missing. Yeah, that should have been.
Yeah,
like Randy not being there.
Yeah,
was a bit like, does he really need to go to Saudi for this one thing? No, probably not.
I don't know.
Reigns wasn't there. Would have liked to Edge. I know he can't because of contracts, but he was a massive part of Cena's career, and like just a few big names that were just like.
And Jericho, we thought, but then again, they would probably not do it if he's coming in for a surprise soon.
It's cross branding though, isn't it? So at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, like Edge as well would have been perfect to have there as well, because they had monstrous feuds back in the day. But AEW guys, so it seems like that it's a combination that Tony Khan would have liked to have done it, because even though he's a billionaire, he loves wrestling like we do. So he probably would have went, all right, cool. But Triple H also doesn't want to cross the brand and be like, oh yeah, there is another organization called AEW out there. Like, they haven't shown, they've done little silly things in the past where I think it was like a Chris Jericho action figure, but it had the WWE logo on it and they were selling it at an event. But because Chris Jericho's in AEW, they said, you can't sell that toy. Even though that's the Jericho from that era, you can't sell it because Jericho's not a product of WWE right now.
I did hear that JR, Tony Khan gave the approval that JR could attend if Triple H sort of said.
Yeah.
So Tony was well up for it. I think he's just more there for the moment, like you say. He's a big fan. Yeah. Did anyone watch the post-match stuff?
Post-match stuff. I watched all of what.
So talking about like the booing, we'll maybe go back to the tribute, but you're on about like the atmosphere afterwards for the crowd. The post-match was toxic. It was not good. Because Big E was saying about even like, I've seen a tap in, the whole crowd's booing. Punk came out and spoke about it. Triple H got absolutely powers for it. Couldn't, and like, and I know, and I understood the frustration and but he's achieved exactly what he wanted. He's created the biggest heel, who I think now Gunther is in wrestling. Yeah. And as long as they don't now mess that up, then they have created all this heat from this one event, and I think that's. But
I completely agree.
He needs to be a heel owner. Yeah, Triple H needs to play into the heel.
After Taker broke the streak, look what happened to Brock. Like, he was just like an elevated star after that. Like, he went from Brock's all right, you know, to we could bring him in whenever we want to destroy whoever we want. He took the Undertaker streak, and then we couldn't get rid of him as champion for a bit, you know, after that. Yeah. And they've done it with like Orton as well. Like, you know, like when he was the legend killer, like there was that, oh, Orton's okay. Now he's beat a few legends, you know. Yeah. He's now a different star. And I think
so. In my mind, then, it's Gunther versus Brock at Mania, and he retires Brock.
I'd be happy with that. But that makes him a face in my eyes.
Goldberg, Cena, and Brock Lesnar. And at that point, is there any reason under the sun why Gunther should not be the WWE champion?
No.
I think that's where they're going with this. And I think that would be the right move, to be quite honest. Look out for this space. But yeah, it's worked. I like, apart from everybody else there booing Triple H, I was like, Paul Levesque's right. To be honest, I was like, I actually agree with what he's doing. But yeah.
And they've
got to follow it up though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
I'm sure Cena in his last match could go, no, I want to win. And they would go, yeah, okay.
Of course, it's war tonight, isn't it?
So, all the booing for Triple H, yeah, fair enough, but Cena could, you know.
Yeah, you've got to be pretty naive to think that Cena had no play in what happened.
Oh, he had complete play in it.
He would never want to have creative control like Hogan. I don't think he's that sort of character. That Hogan was like, I want that, I want this.
Oh,
but
Hogan
he'll go along with it.
Yeah.
Go, actually, just this once, I'll stand in and say.
I think this conversation between Cena and Triple H was very simple. So, John, what do you want to do for this event? I want to do this, this, and this. And Triple H went, all right. And it's like, I literally think that's the conversation, because we're like, yeah, of course. I mean, this was one hell of a retirement. I can't think of any other wrestler who had a retirement like this. Not even Ric Flair or The Undertaker got something like this. This was, you are the greatest thing that's ever happened to the WWE. And to be quite honest, it's definitely in the conversation. It's whether you like him, you love him. I think I was saying to you, Mark, actually, or maybe I said in the video, the pop that Cena got when he came out was like, this is like one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in wrestling. I was like, that ceiling is being blown off. This is crazy. And what a way to go out. Hmm?
He is that though. Like you're
Yeah.
saying to like when I grew up, when I watched it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Cena was everyone's favorite. He
Yeah.
was the thing. He was the man. He was the main event. He was everything.
Yeah.
And like maybe not so much when you guys were like watching it when you were younger, but like like my generation, it is Cena, and this felt like a little. And people were saying it, and it's a little bit of the childhood, a little bit of that, little bit of it's gone.
Of course.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like, oh, we could always return to wrestling, and then Cena would be there because he's consistent, but now he's not. And
you're the perfect demographic,
like,
because when Cena came onto the scene, you watched it as a kid, and when he's left, you're grown up adult, full-time job with kids. It's an entire generation. Do you know what I mean? You've even started another one. So it's simple as that. But yeah, it is a huge thing, and I think overall, it was a really nice send-off.
Yeah.
Apart from one thing that did not happen. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame should have been the last thing.
I was like,
should have been.
Right, Triple H is there. He's right there. Everybody's there. He's wearing the belts. And go. And class of 2026. Go. And no.
I think that would have been the high that everyone needed after especially how the stadium felt after the match, and then everyone coming out, and I thought it was good that everyone came out, and I thought that was clever. But Triple H obviously getting booed, but he could have switched. Like he could just end on a high, just get Punk to induct him. Maybe Punk and Rhodes were both in there, maybe both of them, and just on that high, just before he leaves the ring, he does the Hall of Fame ceremony. They play his music one last time, and then he walks off like he did and salute. I thought that was spot on, but
I liked the
Hall of Fame
was the curtain call. I was like, that's wicked. And then he seemed that long shot of him walking off into the figurative sunset, and I was like, that's really good. But for me, I was like, I don't really understand why you didn't put him into the Hall of Fame there and then. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, is Stephanie McMahon really the biggest? Really? Okay. Nothing against Stephanie. She's given her entire life to the company, but John Cena?
There was a funny moment where I thought Cody put the belt on Cena and Punk put the belt on, and you look at him, I was just like, it'd be hilarious if he just legged it now. I'm taking it with me.
Before we move on to the rest of the event, I know, for this, should we give this just this section of the Cena match? Shall we give it a rating?
Give it a rating. All right, go on then. You proposed it. You started.
From the entrance of Gunther all the way to the end of the Cena saluting off.
Yeah.
I'd give it, I think, a 9, to be honest.
Yeah. I agree. I was thinking 9. I was like, there was very little else to do with this. It delivered in every way, and I know we can focus on the ending because that's the controversial point, but that also is the point. It was meant to be controversial, and Cena has openly discussed that he wants to put people over. He doesn't have any interest in winning, even though he became WWE champion and the greatest of all time. There's no way you could have let him leave the company saying it's right there. So of course you're going to give him the belt. But yeah, I would give it a 9. Mark, what do you think?
9. I would agreed with everyone.
Fantastic. Goodbye. See you later.
Perfect.
So moving on then, or should I say moving back, start at the beginning of the event, which is the opening match, which was Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi, and was I looking forward to this one. But go on then, Mark. You start with this one. I love that.
I think that's like a moment that you just have to mention straight away.
Oh, his entrance is great.
Yeah. Because this is most people's introduction to Obafemi, because NXT and the main roster are two different audiences. But first time I watched Obafemi was at NXT this year. I think it was the NXT for WrestleMania, and it was a triple threat between
Stand and
Obafemi,
Villa.
Javon Evans. So Stand and Deliver, was it? Yeah. Which was exceptional match. Really, really. That was the first time I heard of Javon Evans as well. We'll get to that later.
Go on, Mark.
Yeah.
What do you think of
Go on, Mark.
Obafemi, Cody Rhodes?
I think you might have the same opinion from when we were texting each other.
Yeah.
But it was going really well up until a moment where it just stopped. It felt like. And I think it was because of the table spot, wasn't it? That they might have rushed through.
I was thinking that. I was like, did they end it earlier because of that injury? Because that injury does look pretty nasty.
I think James was saying, weren't you, James?
Yeah, they just felt rushed for me.
It ended a bit too soon, didn't it?
Just because I think there's no way that would have been a table spot to draw blood. Yeah. You know, you can sort of tell when you're watching and like when they're going to draw blood and if they need to and it's part of the match. That wasn't. And it was all down here, wasn't it? It was all down. And it's like, that's not meant. Yeah,
that was, I would say perks of doing the job, but just the natural nature of doing it. But
and it's an interesting injury as well, like where it was. Because that could have been something serious that we don't know about.
True.
Bleeding from inside the ear, where was it? He kept on going to his ear as well, like during the rest of the match. For what?
Which is a shame because I think the match started really strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good opening.
And it made Oba look strong, and it made Cody still look strong, and I think it worked. And forever and a day, I would say I knew Drew was going to be involved.
Yeah, I think most people had a pretty strong hunch on that. Yeah,
I would have liked him not to be, and just one of them to go Oba to go over Cody. But obviously, they're going to protect their main star, like we spoke about before. But it just felt like missing bits.
Well. I think they've got to protect him as well because he's just a new
That's the thing.
NXT champion. He's a big guy. You don't want him to get crushed by Cody in his first.
That's the thing. It's kind of a dangerous play, isn't it? Because it's like, on paper, this is class. Yes, this is a match that everybody wants to see, but it's also like you've got to be protective of each one. You've got two champions here.
My thoughts on him is we need him sooner. And I think now is the perfect time because eyes are on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he needs to push for the Intercontinental Championship because I think he'll look better on that.
Okay.
And which allows Dom to move on to the main event scene.
Good shout.
Because if you go like Gunther, if you do what Gunther did in the Intercontinental and he was a strong Intercontinental champion.
Yeah. I think if anything, what I liked about this part and also for the entire event was like this was actually a really poignant event because it's actually showing up like how many different angles you can freshen up different matches. Like sure, Oba versus Cody, Oba versus Drew McIntyre. I was just like, these NXT Rising Stars will freshen up the whole roster and just make other wrestlers that are kind of, I wouldn't say stagnant, but they're running out of opponents to face. So it breathes fresh new life into it. And Oba's one of those people. So I think it's more than likely that he'll be a Royal Rumble entrant. I think we'll definitely see him again and get him on the main card quick, because I think you've excelled in NXT. I think you're ready to join the main roster. Intercontinental, give it the Bron Breakker kind of approach. Skip the US, just go straight for the Intercontinental. And I think
he's a Raw after Mania surprise rather than a Royal Rumble spot. Just because
he might lose the NXT Championship in between.
Yeah,
and
time though.
I see the Vision sort of coming out of Mania strong still at this point. And if they're beating down on someone, then Obafemi comes out. That's going to be.
It's going to take a while to get to the ring, isn't it?
Yeah,
beating on someone is.
I do love it, man. I do love the walk. It's great. Then we're moving on to Bayley versus Sol Rucker. Wow. Just saying it, wow. Sol Rucker has definitely got some. I know they mentioned beforehand that she was at university where she did like acrobatics or something like that. And we're like, okay, so she's going to be a confident high flyer. And yeah,
she's a tall high flyer.
Cartwheel along the ropes into a DDT. I was like, nice. I mean, this was a really good match. Correct result. I thought, I think Bayley gains absolutely nothing from winning this. Sure, why not? She
doesn't lose anything either. Losing.
No, not at all. Doesn't ruin her momentum in any way. But it was a really good match. There was a lot of back and forth. It gave Sol Rucker plenty to showcase why she deserves to be there. What a finish, as in like a finishing move. I'm like, that's
the soul catcher.
Yeah.
Soul snatcher. Soul snatcher.
I thought it was the soul sucker, but okay. But I was like, that's a bold finisher, man. I was like, can you pull that off every time? But yeah, it was great. Good spots.
Her timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she did like a backflip out like to the outside.
Yeah, the cartwheel into a backflip over the ropes.
And it just
and she lands on her feet as well. Like even if for some reason Bayley was not there to catch her, she would have landed on her feet, no problem. Like she just perfectly executed that moonsault, and it's like, wow, okay, this is really, really cool.
And I'm not a massive fan of the like flippy shit. Like,
yeah,
it annoys me a bit. A bit overused, I think.
Okay.
And when everyone's waiting outside the ring for somebody to jump up, I'm just like, for God's sake.
Yeah, it kind of sort of takes your disbelief out of it.
Oh, I love the flippy shit.
Me too. You're on your own. People like you, Mark, we wouldn't have moved past the DDT. You know that.
Yeah. Well, we had the classic sleeper. You know.
Yeah, bring back leg drops.
Yeah.
Finishing move, leg drop, elbow drop, nothing clever.
I'm from that era of wrestling where it was like slow storytelling.
I get it.
I don't mind the flippy stuff when it's done right, and in this match it was done right.
Oh yeah.
It was very clever.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments where you could see that Bayley and Sol were not quite sure what was happening. Like, are we going for a pin or doing this? Or I'm not sure. Or we'll go back to that. But, this is just probably first-time nerves. At the end of the day, this is a really big thing for Sol Rucker. She's on a main event for the WWE main roster. So I don't care how professional you are, how experienced you are. This is a new platform. So there's going to be little things that go wrong, like an actor who accidentally messes up a line or something.
Another one
overall,
that needs to be another one that needs to be pushed to main roster, isn't it?
Just out of curiosity, like, is it Sol Rucker or is it
Sol Rucker? I think
Sol Rucker. I keep saying Rucker. I don't know why.
I'm not 100%.
I'm not 100%. That's why I'm asking.
I just put along the lines on my notes that her moveset is unreal, as we've said.
Yeah.
But no botches under the pressure of the main event scene. It's great because you look at what she does and she didn't botch once, so fair play.
Yeah.
And Bayley is now seen as got to be the head of the women's locker room, or one of the heads of the league.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. I never really thought of that.
She gets put with a lot of young talent to elevate them. So like Lyra, she's been put with and stuff, and now Sol was in this match. She also then has been on many a podcast recently. She's been around for 10 years or so. So elevates Sol for what she needs to be, and that gets her on the main roster as well.
Absolutely.
To get more eyes on her and show what she can do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to her joining the main roster, and I don't know why I could just see a match between her and Maxine Dupree. I don't know why I thought that, but I was just like, that just seems like it would work. Doesn't necessarily
probably tag team champions.
I mean, the tag team, you could be. The tag team champions scene is stacked in the women's at the moment.
They're quite similar performers, though, Maxine Dupree and Sol Rucker.
Yeah, it'd be interesting what angle they put her in with.
Sol versus like Natalia or Nasty Natty or whatever she wants to go by these days.
Yeah,
it's like a technical wrestler versus like a your peak technical wrestler versus a high flyer and see how that goes.
Yeah.
I didn't come away from this feeling, disappointed. I stayed up. Like, just based on even on these first 2 matches, I thought this was really solid.
Yeah.
And then match 3, which we're going to go on to, I imagine.
Let's go into it. Let's go
3.
into match 3. So match 3.
One more thing about just before we move on.
Go on then.
Come on. I'm not going to ever watch the countdown shows before, because that was just all the vignettes that you talked about, Bitch.
Oh, right, like the kickoffs. Yeah, the countdown.
Yeah,
stuff.
I watched the countdown and then went into the 2 hours of half hours of that, and they were just replaying stuff from the countdown show. No point watching it.
That's hard.
There wasn't any point. I agree. Yeah, I did the same. Didn't we? Were both texting each other because we were Rich. You were fast asleep, so me and Mark were texting each other, and we didn't want to put it in the group chat just in case.
Yeah.
So,
no, honestly, I did notice that actually. I was like, this WhatsApp group is very quiet. You know, I was thinking like nothing, not even an emoji. Like I can imagine you two just going like, not now. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weirdly made it more interesting. Okay, so moving on to maybe, I guess you could say maybe match of the night. It's hard to say that with Cena's match there, but it was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Go Bradford. But yeah, so this was the match that I was the most excited for when this got announced, because I was like, this is going to be naughty, and it did not fail in my opinion. So there were so many spots in this. I mean,
it's great.
I don't want to. Who wants to take this one?
I'll take this one.
Go on then, James.
Like you say, match of the night.
Yeah.
But just pure like wrestling in ring entertainment, that sort of high flying, fast paced, because that first minute where Javon and Leon basically go, we're going to go at them.
Yeah.
And they knock AJ out of the ring, and then they Dragon Lee. That does not stop for so long, where they're constantly on the run doing stuff. The Leon Slater spot where he hops from the ring over the corner post, over the top, is unbelievable.
It's like a weird hand plant corkscrew kind of flippy thingy. Like I'm not even sure what it is. It's like a corkscrew front flip with a hand plant on the turnbuckle pillar, and I was like, wow. I heard the name Leon Slater, but I was like, I'm really not that familiar with this guy. But definitely made his mark of like, okay.
100%. And Javon and Leon, I know they have tagged before, I think, in NXT, probably, but their chemistry as a tag team really works.
Yeah.
And they're both young and young talent that
they're both 21.
Let's do something.
21 years old.
This is one of the stats that people were pointing out. They were not born when CENA first sort of like was making this WWE sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure something like along those lines, close to that. But yeah, Javon, Leon, and even Dragon Lee was able to show off, because I'm not familiar with it, but he pulled off some great moves, and AJ Styles is just the pillar of sort of knowledge, I suppose, in a sense, or like
who kept up as well.
Mature, 49, 48, 49.
AJ
he's keeping up with
even
these
though
21
he is
year olds.
older, he's not showing any signs of slowing down. I was just like, as he's definitely keeping up with these younger wrestlers, shall we say. And you're absolutely right. I mean, when it started off with the double super kick straight away to set the tone, it's like, right, let's go. Like, this is going to be a fast-paced match. Leon Slater 450 Swanton.
It's not quite 450, but it's called that. But it's not.
I know, but it doesn't matter though. It's just like, that's one hell of a match.
I think the OG cutter is unbelievable finisher as well. You're on about the Snow Snatcher. But the OG cutter, the bounce, the height that like he gets to then drag like from like a standard cutter is unbelievable. And he can do it off the turnbuckle, and he can do it off the ropes, and like he just.
I wanted more. That was my only disappointment. I was like, I wanted more from this match. I felt that I understand they've got to cut it because you've obviously got to make room for the main event. But I was like, just give me 2-3 more minutes of this. I was like, I feel like you could. Go on, Mark. Yeah, you were so we're just gushing over this.
You just said not
fuck that flippy shit.
Yeah.
You know what? It was all right.
That is how you kill a dream. It's not your thing, man. I get it.
I was entertained. But it wasn't my favourite of the night. Obviously, mainly because that's not my style of storytelling. They're all great. Liked AJ's little fall off the ropes. Wasn't sure if it was part of the story or.
I think that wasn't because they didn't replay it. Yeah, and that's something that you said to me before, Mark. If they don't replay it, it wasn't meant. And I think Leon did really well to go for the pin. Yeah. Really well ring awareness at 21 to go, let's go for the pin here.
Yeah.
That covers up the mistake, and then we can move forward from it.
I don't know why. I had a feeling that AJ was going to do that. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I've got a feeling that he's going to botch this. And I don't know why I thought that, because he never normally does.
He never does.
So part of me was thinking, have I just told myself that was a work? But either way, it doesn't matter. It's just like, it really doesn't, because there's so much happening in there. If anything, I thought the botch kind of worked because, as you said, Leon Slater went for the pin. I was like, it kind of made the match feel a bit more natural, if that makes any sense. So I wasn't like, oh, well, AJ, getting old any now, can't even do the rope trick thing. But I'm like, no, I think it worked because there's so much going on everywhere that I was like, yeah, I'm totally cool with that, and things go wrong. But the spot of Dragon Lee doing the Hurricanrana on the outside to Leon Slater into AJ Styles, who catches him in the Styles Clash to turn around and take the super kick from Siobhan Evans. I was like, yeah.
There's lots of super kicks all the time in wrestling now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
Slaps are so last year.
It's like, they get a super kick with a light. Okay, let's go for the move then.
I think I don't know how much Leon Slater is in NXT. I think that he is obviously, like I said, every single wrestler on here, the new face, is worthy of being put forward or even being noticed. I'm not sure about if Leon Slater quite has a place yet on the main roster. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Siobhan Evans, definitely.
Leon Slater.
What did I say?
He's TNA. Oh. Yeah, no, you're right. You said, how much does he appear on NXT? He does appear from time to time with the TNA NXT and stuff, and he's in for the Fatal 4 for like the NXT champion first contender.
Good. Okay.
But he is TNA X Division champion at the moment, which the first ever X Division champion.
Right.
That was the belt that he had waist stretch when he walked out.
Yeah.
Around his neck, sorry.
Right.
Around his neck. The first ever X Division champion. Do you want to take a guess on who it was?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about TNA apart from that Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins is like a part owner of it, or he might have sold it. I don't know. But I really
they came up. It was all over like Twitter, and I think the commentators might have said it briefly as well. But if Leon can keep up the trajectory he's on and what he's doing, and the fact that he's British, for me, like I'll back that.
From Bedford, England, Wade Barrett. I think you find that's Bradford, actually.
England,
I was like, yes, Wade, correct the North.
If he retired, because AJ doesn't want to wrestle past 50, and obviously he's 48, 49 now, so he's only got a year or two left. If it was Leon to pass the torch to, based on what I've seen, I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, this was all about passing the torch, and Yeah, I look forward to seeing these guys in the main roster. Javon Evans for sure. I mean, he had a cracking match with Gunther. I'm like, Gunther obviously less as a character, more as a wrestler, saying, I'm going to make you look good because, he's only 21 years old and already I can see United States Championship around his waist. And I'm like, yeah, I think very much looking forward to that. So then that brings us on to a nice little segment, which happened before the John Cena match with The Miz. And I thought this was actually a really good way of acknowledging, just kind of a test that they are actually listening to the fans by going, why was The Miz not really involved in Cena's retirement tour whatsoever? Wearing the exact same gear from WrestleMania 27. That's the one. Thank you, James. Can't believe that was a main event. The Miz and John Cena at WrestleMania. Anyway.
And Miz won.
Miz won, yeah. I was thinking, okay. But yeah, really good promo or rant, shall we say? Because the Miz is always good for that. He's very good on the microphone. And then you get R-Truth coming out. He's like, "Don't you say all that about my friends," and stuff like that. And they addressed the tournament ball situation, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, but it was the comment though that made me laugh, and he was like, "You've been messing with Nick Aldis's balls."
Yeah,
yeah, and then of course takes out the name. It's like Joe Hendry, and I was like, if we're talking about up and comers, of course, say his name and he shall appear.
And who did I say?
His face is amazing.
So, who did I say was going to replace Sheamus in the tournament? Joe Hendry.
You did say that.
So he's technically still right.
Yeah.
Head of the curve on that one.
Yeah.
He whispers it, and then like people clock because you can see it like through the thing, and then
he was very clear on the paper, wasn't it?
And then he goes, Joe Hendry, and then it just the say his name. It's really, I know not. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but I did.
Oh, I love it. I love him.
And when R-Truth they both turn around at the same time and put her arm around each other.
It's such a simple thing to do, but I'm like, do you know what? The turnaround, the smile, the zoom, and I'm just like, yes. So this kind of should not work, but it really does. And it was just a nice little segment, really, that was not expected. But I kind of like the fact they acknowledged that Miz had almost no involvement because he was a WrestleMania main eventer with John Cena, one of the more infamous ones because that was a thing. So I really don't remember the match. I really don't remember WrestleMania 27, but I do remember just being in my front room at like 5 a.m. going, oh.
WrestleMania 27 is one of the worst rated WrestleManias going.
Yeah.
Like the match with Cena Miz ends on a count out first time.
Does it?
Rock restarts it. Rock restarts it, and then Miz goes on to win it. And it also had Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler on that.
And Jerry Lawler's
only
WrestleMania, and he loses.
And Michael Cole wins? No, I can't remember now. Yeah,
Michael Cole beats him, and Jerry Lawler's only WrestleMania.
Oh man! Wait, was this the same WrestleMania where it had Vince McMahon versus Bret Hart?
No, that was the year before.
That was a car crash. I never want to see my heroes in that condition. Final scores. I am going to give. What do I do with this one? Actually, do you know what? I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah, I'm match for the 9.
I was thinking 8, but I was like, I'm going to give it a 9 for charitable reasons. Because if you look at it and think, are these matches something that you're going to revisit in the future? They could be. You're most likely going to forget them. But essentially, this is a collective pay-per-view. It did exactly what it needed to do. New guys, old guys, look out for these. John Cena, bye-bye, we love you. And I'm like, and hate Gunther. And that couldn't have been anything more. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
It's hard to give it anything. It's hard to give it anything lower than a 9 because I was actually, other than, and I ribbed the flippy shit, but they were very like entertaining matches. Like I've seen, obviously the problem I have with flippy shit is the overdone 15 people on the outside. We're going to jump on them, and it's just the same thing. Whereas this wasn't. It was very innovative, you know, of what the stuff they were doing.
Definitely.
And I like that Gunther went over, you know,
yes.
in the end.
Well, that's a wrap up now for 2025. I think you're going to see more of us from next year. Please check out our other video, the Rammies, that we've done of our collective opinions throughout the year 2025. Best, worst, overall great, awkward moments. It's all in there. Please like, share, and subscribe our videos. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that rubbish. And we'll see you next year. Mwah!